Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review series on the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel, and we move into the midpoint of January 1986. Grappler and Kabuki versus Brian Adias and Iceman Parsons is your opening contest. The Grappler, of course, still has the Texas Championship. Kabuki here with Percy Pringle, so an interesting combination there. Might see, I would think it's possible, a tag run for Adias and Parsons at some point in the not too distant future. Of course, Kabuki been here for several years on and off, more on than off over the last several years. Kabuki, of course, that martial artist goes right to work on trying to kick the head off of Brian Adias, and we see a monkey flip, which is an interesting move from the Kabuki, but obviously Kabuki is a guy who doesn't really want to waste a whole lot of energy. Grappler comes in with the Texas Championship. He doesn't want to get in there unless there's a bit of an advantage. Back and forth ping-ponging headbutts and punches from both Adias and Parsons. Match goes to the mat with headlock battle with Adias coming out ahead of that. They get several minutes out of that. Of course, the Grappler using that loaded boot and goes to town on Adias and kind of gets brought back in the hard way. Using the ropes as a point of leverage and tag off to King Parsons. Parsons and Grappler may do battle in singles action down the road, especially with Grappler having that championship. Percy Pringle looks on from ringside, Kane in tow. Kabuki and Parsons do have a history from previous years, so kind of the renewing of that rivalry. Good frequent tags by the baby faces get things going in their general direction. Tag off once again to the Grappler. Grappler tries to make things move a little slower. Much more basic wrestler. Bit of a clash of styles. Cheating, obviously, by the Grappler. Brawling more by Parsons. Parsons with punches and go-arounds and the like. And then we see a kick from Kabuki. Kabuki manages to hit the strike, and then we see Kabuki come back in, hitting a back suplex on Adias, getting what he assumes to be a victory. Anyway, we eventually do see Grappler come back in. Adias seems to be the weakened person at the moment, and he takes good shots. This is a match worth going out of your way to see for the clash of styles, but bringing all the characters together without it becoming overwhelming. Again, that loaded boot by Kabuki and the continuation. We then see Percy Pringle kind of sending frustration points. Parsons comes in to run Kabuki and the Grappler off with a steel chair. Then we move into Ravishing Rick Rude versus Lance Von Erich. Von Erich still relatively a newcomer to the area, a few months in. Obviously, the cousin of the other Von Erichs. This done mainly because Mike having difficulty with his recovery, or at least they feel the need to have another Von Erich name in there. Rick Rude, just a masterful guy, does a lot of good selling, but also keeps moving just consistently. Hip toss and arm drags by Von Erich, and Von Erich sends Rude to the floor. Of course, Percy Pringle there with Rude. Rude breaks things down with an arm bar and holds on to Von Erich for quite a bit, using the back elbows and other strikes when necessary, but Rude really does a good bit and a majority of selling throughout the match. Breaks him down with the inverted chin lock and the like, double down in the middle of the contest. Rude coming out a little bit ahead. They give back a little bit to Von Erich. Von Erich takes an awkward bump into the buckle for a minute. Rude, though, goes right to work on the back, almost as if the bump were planned or it looked that way. Just kind of entered the buckle wrong and it was taken advantage of. Um, anyway, there is a disqualification as Percy Pringle interferes in the contest, and that leads to the disqualification victory for Von Erich. Then we move to an interview segment with Sunshine. Sunshine saying that she has recently been helped by the missing link. They show footage of the link carrying her to the back after Sunshine being injured, and she promises that the missing link will no longer be abused under her watch. Then we go to a mixed tag team match. Don't know how common these are in other territories, but the first one I can remember here in quite a while. I think they did another one at the Texas Stadium show a few years ago. But anyway, Scott Casey and Sunshine versus John Tatum and Missy Hyatt. Hyatt looks to be, well, looking like $1,000,000. Doesn't have a lot of wrestling acumen, so they don't do a whole lot in the match. Obviously, just pulling hair and everything, rolling around, and certainly not the ladies wrestling of today or Japan even in '85. But not what that audience wanted. And I think there's value to knowing what your audience wants and giving it to them. So Scott Casey with dropkick to the back of Tatum. Tatum breaks the match down with cheating and a bit of a strike battle between the two. Match has the crowd the whole time. The Tatum tries to hold on with the reverse chin locks and the like. Tatum then kind of taunts his adversary, gets launched off the top rope with a slam from the top, and there's a moment where Missy Hyatt is goaded, for lack of a better term, into the ring by Scott Casey, who tags off to Sunshine. There's a clip by Tatum where he trips Sunshine up. Hyatt ends up on top. They roll around for a minute. Back to the gentleman, and a short kick by Tatum, leading to the attempted advantage. Missy momentarily goes after Scott Casey again, doesn't get anything done there, and Casey eventually gets a roll up and a victory for that team, or almost roll up and victory rather. Not a full victory quite yet. Match continues, and again a breakdown very simply into back and forth. Tag off to Sunshine. Sunshine again goes right after Missy. Missy and Sunshine, do the hair pulling thing across the ring, and it looks like there's some chaos. Anyway, that tag off and Missy getting a bit absconded. We go back into the ring. Post that, men go back at it. It doesn't seem like the women are going to get a finish. Maybe the mixed tag isn't going quite the way they see fit. I mean, the women are literally at it for maybe 30 seconds at 45 seconds at most at a time, but it is what it is. And then we see an atomic drop, lift up the foot by Casey. Casey still trying to get victory for his team, and there's 90 seconds left in the program. We do see a power slam by Tatum, 1, 2, only a 2 count there, and Missy Hyatt very disheveled on the ringside apron. She's not liking the way things are going. Casey, though, manages the abdominal stretch, and Missy pulls the hair of Casey on the outside and holds a couple of shots in. Obviously, Sunshine comes in again. The referee is distracted by the ladies. A second power slam in the center of the ring by Tatum. The ladies going, and meanwhile, Missy sent to the outside by Sunshine. Sunshine manages to shake the ropes and causes Tatum to miss his top rope splash. 1, 2, 3. Casey gets the victory, and that's how we'll close this week on World Class.